Good morning, students. So, welcome back, all of you, in your science class. And as you know, that we have started our chapter 1, that is crop production and management. So, in our previous session, we have studied about some agricultural practices like preparation of soil and sowing, and we have completed agricultural implements also that are used for loosening, or we can say plowing, plow, hoe, and cultivator. And we have studied about the next agricultural practices, that is sowing. And for sowing, we can say farmer are using a traditional tool and modern tool. So we are studying about the traditional tool first. So the traditional tool for sowing seed is shaped like funnel and having 2 or 3 vertical long tubes with sharp ends, as you can see in the figure also. And the seeds are filled into the funnel and passed down through the pipes with sharp ends, and the sharp ends purge the soil and place the seeds there. So this is the method that is used for we can say traditionally for sowing the seeds. Now the next tool is seed drill. As you can see in the figure 1.2b, seed drill is here. So nowadays the seed drill that is given in figure 1.2b is used for sowing with the help of tractor, and this sows the seeds uniformly at equal distance and depth. So we can see the drill, as you can see in the figure also, the drill is attached to plow, as a plow make the furrow along the field, and the seeds in the seed bowl are released through the tube and get deposited in the soil. And nowadays a seed drill is used for sowing seed with the help of tractor. So we can say that a seed drill has a funnel shaped and the funnel shaped seed bowl connected to several tubes, as you can see in the figure also. So this protect the seed from being eaten by birds, and the sowing by using seed drill save the time and labor. So we can say seed drill is having some advantages. Okay, so what are these? It sows the seed uniformly at appropriate distance and depth, and it ensure that the seeds get covered with soil after sowing. So this prevent the damage caused by bird also. So now we'll study about the next we can say agriculture practice, that is adding manure and fertilizer. The substances which are added to the soil in the form of nutrients for healthy growth of plants are called manure and fertilizer. So students, it is coming in the we can say replenishment of nutrient in the soil process, because soil supplies mineral nutrients to the crop, and these nutrients are essential for growth of plants. Due to economic reason, farmer grow crops in the same field year after year. So continuous growing of crop make the soil deficient in certain nutrients, and the soil loses its fertility. So the soil nutrients should be replenished from time to time. So we can say this could be done by the addition of manure and fertilizer. So this is the next step, that is adding manure and fertilizer. So manure is an organic substance obtained from the decomposition of plants or animal waste. So what is manure? Manure is an organic compound that is rich in nutrients and obtained by the decomposition of plants and animal waste. Farmer dump plant and animal waste in pits at open places and allow it to decompose. The decomposition is caused by some microorganisms. The decomposed matter is used as organic manure, that you have already learned about the vermicomposting in the class I think 6th. So, compost is prepared by the decomposition of farm and domestic organic waste material like animal excreta, okay, and sewage waste is weeds, dry leaves, etc. in a compost pit. And the process of producing compost is called composting, and we may define composting as a biological process in which microbes decompose the organic matter that is present in organic waste material to produce manure. So this compost is rich in organic nutrients but not in some essential nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. So that's why farmers are using fertilizer also. What are fertilizer? Fertilizer are the chemical which are rich in particular nutrient. How are they different from manure? Fertilizer are produced in factories and some example of fertilizers are urea, ammonium sulfate and superphosphate, potash, NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. So we can say that fertilizer are human made chemical substance which are rich in one or more nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. So fertilizers are produced in factories and we can give example also like urea, ammonium sulfate, sodium nitrate, superphosphate, potash. These are the example of fertilizer. So the use of fertilizer has helped a farmer to get better yield of crops such as wheat, paddy, maize, but excessive use of fertilizer has made the soil less fertile. Fertilizer have also become a source of water pollution. Therefore, in order to maintain the fertility of the soil, we have to substitute fertilizer with organic manure or leave the field uncultivated, that is known as a fallow, in between two crops. What is fallowing? In this method, land is left uncultivated for one or more season. The fallow land regain the nutrients by decomposition of remains of plants and animals by the action of microbes. So the use of manure improves soil texture as well as its water retaining capacity and it replenishes the soil with nutrients. Another method of we can say replenishing the soil with nutrients is through crop rotation. What is crop rotation? Crop rotation is a method of growing different crop alternately on the same field. So this can be done by growing different crops alternately. Earlier farmer in northern India used to grow legume as fodder in one season and wheat in the next season. This helped in the replenishment of the soil with nitrogen. So farmers are being encouraged to adopt the practice. In the previous class, you have learnt about rhizobium bacteria. These are present in the nodule of roots of leguminous. They fix atmospheric nitrogen. That means plants cannot take directly nitrogen from the atmosphere. So these bacteria convert atmospheric nitrogen into useful product of nitrogen that is known as nitrate. So one activity is given a student. By this activity, we will conclude that how manure and fertilizer are useful for plants. So for this activity, we need some things like some gram seeds or moong seeds and we can say glass also, 3 glasses and soil, then compost that is manure and fertilizer as urea and water. So what we have to do? We have to take some gram seeds and germinate them and then let the grow into the seedling. Now take 3 empty glasses and label them A, B, C. In glass A, add little amount of soil, okay, and mixed with a little cow dung manure. In glass B, put the same amount of soil mixed with little urea. Take some amount of soil in the glass C without adding of anything. That means we will not use manure and fertilizer in the glass C. Now pour the same amount of water in each glass and plant the seedling in them. Keep them in safe place and water them daily. After 7 to 10 days, observe their growth. So you can see in the figure 1.3b, glass A, glass B, glass C, they are having the seedling. Okay, that means small plant is there and you have to observe that the seedling grow well and look green and healthy in the glass A, as you can see in the figure, and in glass B the seedling grow faster and look green and healthy, but in the glass C you can see the seedling grow we can say the seedlings show very little growth and it is not looking, we can say, proper green color is not there. So did the plant in all the glasses grow at the same place? Which glass showed better growth of plants? In which glass was the growth fastest? We can say in the glass A and B, they are showing the better growth of the plant, but seedling of glass B grow fastest because fertilizer are soluble and easily absorbed by the plants, and they are very rich in essential plant nutrients. So seedling of glass A grow well because manure is also good for plant growth. So they show comparatively less growth because manure is not directly absorbed by the plant, and seedling in glass C shows very less growth because of less availability of nutrients. So we can say that the use of fertilizer has helped farmer to get better yield of crop such as wheat, paddy and maize that we have studied already. So students, we can say that there is a advantage also and disadvantages also of using of fertilizer. And what is the difference between fertilizer and manure? We can say that fertilizer are inorganic salt, we can say, and manure, it is a natural organic substance. And fertilizer is a man-made inorganic salt, and manure is a natural substance obtained by the decomposition of cattle dung and plant residue. Fertilizer is prepared in factories, manure can be prepared in the field. And fertilizer does not provide any humus to the soil, but manure provide a lot of humus to the soil. And fertilizers are very rich in plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, but manure is relatively less rich in plants nutrients. So now we'll study advantages of manure. What are the advantages of manure? It enhances the water holding capacity of the soil. It makes the soil porous, due to which exchange of gases become easy, and it increases the number of friendly microbes, and it improves the texture of the soil. So this is all about the replenishment of the nutrients in the soil that is done by adding manure and fertilizer to the plant. Now we will study the next agriculture practice, that is irrigation. All living beings need water to live. Water is important for proper growth and development. Water is absorbed by the plant root. Along with water, minerals and fertilizers are also absorbed. Plants contain nearly 90% water, and water is essential because germination of seed does not take place under dry condition. Nutrients dissolve in water and transported to the each part of the plant. So water also protect the crop from, we can say, both frost and hot air currents. So we can say that water is essential for the growth of the plant because it is important for the proper growth and development, and it is absorbed by root. Along with water, mineral and fertilizers are also absorbed with the water, and water is essential for germination of seeds, and water is essential for carrying out the process of photosynthesis to make food, and it dissolve nutrients which are transported to each part of the plant. So therefore supply of water to crop at regular interval is essential for the crop production, that is known as irrigation. So what is irrigation? The supply of water to crop plants at regular interval through the sources other than rain is called irrigation, and it is done by the many sources, like the sources of irrigation. The sources of water for irrigation are wells, tube wells, ponds, lakes, river, dams and canals. Now we will study the traditional method of irrigation. Traditional method of irrigation. The water available in well, lakes and canals is lifted up by different methods for irrigating the field in different region of our country. Cattle or human labor is used in this method. So these methods are cheaper but less efficient. What are these? Traditional ways are moat, that is pulley system, then chain pump and dhekli, rahat, as you can see in the figure also. So pumps are commonly used for lifting water. Diesel, electricity and solar energy is used to run these pumps. Now, the modern methods of irrigation. The modern methods used for irrigation are sprinkler system and drip system. As you can see in the figure also, this is a sprinkler system. So, in this system, the system is more useful on the uneven land where sufficient water is not available. And in sprinkler system, water is sprayed on the plants using sprinkler. So the perpendicular pipes having rotating nozzles on the top are joined to the main pipeline at regular interval. When water is allowed to flow through the main pipe under pressure with the help of a pump, it escapes from the rotating nozzle. It gets sprinkled on the crop as if it is raining. So in sprinkler is a very useful for lawn, coffee plantation and several other crop also. So it is having the perpendicular pipes that is having a rotating nozzle on the top are called sprinkler, and sprinkler are joined to the main pipeline at the regular interval, and pumps are fitted at the system of lifting water. So when the pump is switched on, the water is lifted and allowed to flow through the main pipe under pressure. So through the rotating nozzle, it gets sprinkled on the crop as if it is raining. Next modern system of irrigation is drip system. Drip system is given 1.5b. So drip system, in this system the water falls drop by drop directly near the root. So water is not wasted at all, and this system also save water loss due to evaporation. So it is a boon in region where less water is available. So it is a best technique for watering fruit plants, gardens and trees, and so water is not wasted at all. So it is a boon region where availability of water is poor. So students, this is all about the irrigation method, modern method of irrigation. So today we will study this much. So you have to revise this chapter till here. Thank you and have a nice day.